Hi, welcome back. I hope you had a nice week. This week we talk about meals on planes. Either you like planes or not, either you like to fly or not. This is definitely one of the subjects that gets people talking all the time. And it may be quite divisive. Some people actually enjoy it and other people dread it. So today we talk about meals on planes. Stay there. Don't go away just yet. I know that over the years, aviation, when it started, it was all that glitz and glamour, and everyone wanted to go on a plane. Due to pricing, it would be just for almost for the rich and famous because it was not accessible for most of us. But then it became a little bit more mainstream, but still, and I think still today has that kind of a dream kind of thing, and everyone still likes flying and going on a holiday and all the thing of checking in and going and the plane and everything. I know I do. So I might be a bit biased on here. However, the meal has always been something that a lot of people regard as less pleasant when they are flying. One of the reasons that may cause this is that the altitude interferes with our palate and the way we taste the food. So the food uh, ends up having a slightly different taste that it's not the one that we were expecting, and therefore we say we don't like it because it's a little bit different. It may not have anything to do with the food itself, because it might just be that we are too high up and that is actually causing the problem. A few years ago, I actually watched a show, a series from Aston Blumenthal, and he tried to create the perfect meal for an aircraft, and he played a little bit with all the different tastes to create a meal that everyone would enjoy, and I think he managed to do it back then. However, some people actually find it enjoyable, and they just take it as part of the whole experience. uh, for example, my experience, I love flying. You know that I've said that from the beginning. um, I've had very good experiences and very bad ones. I think that happens with all of us. For example, I remember once having an amazing salmon on a flight, on a British Airways flight, from London to Singapore. I was flying from London to Sydney with a stopover in Singapore, and on the flight from London to Singapore for dinner, they served us this amazing salmon, and it was really delicious. I really loved it. But obviously, I'm also a bit biased because British Airways has always been one of my favorite airlines. Uh, I flew with them for years and years, and I truly recommend everyone. Um, so it was a great experience there. However, for example, one of a bad experience that I had was in 2003 when I first came to Australia on a flight from with Malaysia Airlines. I was given instant noodle soup, and I really like noodles. And that soup was so horrible, and I now admit it must have been because of the altitude. But that soup was so horrible that for 2 days, I think I felt um, the flavor of that soup in my mouth, and it was horrible. And I really didn't like it, and it was a really bad experience for me. So this is to say that it can happen to in any airline. It can happen really. It doesn't mean that it's gonna happen to one or two airlines, or it's the bad airlines that have bad food. Um, it is just the reality of it is that sometimes it's the altitude that causes the issue. And probably if I had that noodle soup inland, it would taste completely different, and maybe I would like it. Who knows? So uh, for example, one of my favorite food, and I'm salivating just thinking about it. I don't know if British Airways still has it. I think they introduced recently something similar. I read on their LinkedIn page was this ham and cheese toasties that they used to serve on the morning flight from London to Lisbon. And it was just to die for. I really love them. And every single time I would go from Sydney to Lisbon, I was looking for that last leg of my journey, just because I knew that for breakfast I was going to have those delightful toasties that I really enjoyed. The bread was really, really nice, and the cheese, the melted cheese and ham was to die for. So this is to say that not everything, not all meals on planes are horrible, and sometimes they are quite nice. Recently, and because of cutting costs, some airlines stop providing free meals on the journey, and you have to pay for them. That came with obviously with low cost airlines, and then the mainstream airlines adopted the same system because they had to be competitive in pricing. And obviously, if they are going to serve food, it's a added cost for them as well, and therefore they will have to pass that cost. Some of them are now adopting going back to giving the free meal because a lot of people were a little bit unhappy with it. But um, after the pandemic and with the major crisis that the sector has been involved in, um, we never know what will be possible and what will be available for us. Um, in this video, I just wanted to show you a little bit about all the myths and about everything that has been said about meals on planes, and that um, sometimes it may not be the airline's fault, it may not be anyone's fault really. It's just the altitude and the way we actually taste the food. And that's all for today. I hope you really liked our conversation. I hope you didn't run away. um, I hope you really liked this opinion, this experience that I had with meals on planes, and this explanation that I gave for a possible reason why a lot of people don't like it. But if you have a different opinion, if you have a different experience of meals on planes, if you have another dish from another airline or even from British Airways that you really like or you really didn't like and you would like to share with us, please do. Let's start this talking. I think it's very interesting. Or if anyone from British Airways is there and would like to confirm if these ham and cheese breads are still on the card, please confirm. um, share with us, why not? Or if you have any questions about any other experiences that I may have had while flying, feel free to ask. I'll be very happy to answer. I hope you really liked it. Put a like on the video, why not? Uh, the YouTube algorithm always loves it. And subscribe to the channel. Put a click on the little bell so you get a notification of another conversation every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for being there and wish you a very good week. See you next time. Thank you so very much, and let's talk.